I'm the second class leader, and today I'll be briefing you a little bit on dining out. So get your note cards out, get your pens out. In summary, I'm going to just give you some general information about dining out, kind of where it's at, what time it is, decorum, stuff like that. That's date, time, location, meal. We're going to go over your uniform, kind of what to wear specifically, because we wear a little bit of a modified uniform, as well as if you don't have a uniform, what to wear. We're going to cover some of the rules of the mess. We're going to go over the dreaded grog, because I know you're all probably wondering what the heck that is. And then I'm just going to give you a summary of what I talked about and open it up for questions, because I know there will be lots of them. So dining out this year is the 11th of November, 2016. I hope you got that from my just crazy amount of announcements and emails. And we're starting it at 1800 or 6 o'clock in the Wilderness Ridge Golf Lodge, which is kind of on the southern edge of Lincoln. Of course, if you look it up on Google, you'll find the address and stuff like that. It's a really nice place. It's just a golf course with a nice ridge on it. Dinner will actually start at 7 o'clock or 1900. So we'll kind of mill around a little bit for social hour, and then the idea is you'll sit down and get some of your food. The meal itself is actually taking place in the Yellowstone Ballroom, which when you come in, there'll be signs to kind of direct you where to go. But if you're kind of wanting to be a little more specific, you walk in and you go to your left, and the Yellowstone Ballroom's right there. But again, there'll be signs to direct you there, so you shouldn't get lost. And you should see a lot of airmen kind of wandering around, so I'd hope you just follow the crowd and find it. The meal style is a buffet. So there are two different options for a buffet. We have chicken, we have pork loin, as well as salad, and we'll have a dessert and a couple of other sides. For those with vegetarian options or any kind of special options who have approached me, those dishes will kind of come off to the side basically, and we'll just give you those on a plate. So that's all there is to that slide. So the uniform is a mess dress for the POC. Mess dress, I don't think many people, actually raise your hand, does anybody have a mess dress? Hefner. Well, I wouldn't touch too much on the mess dress, though. I hope you know how to wear a Hefner.
I do.
Otherwise, everybody else will wear a semi-formal uniform. And with that semi-formal uniform, no covers are authorized. I'm amending my wording that I said in the email. You can't wear covers at all. So, I mean, it's kind of nice anyway. You get to go without your covers for a little bit and, be daring, I guess. But the modified tertius slide, or semi-formal dress, semi-formal uniform, is basically the exact same as your service dress, with the change of you will wear a white Oxford shirt or a blouse. And the idea of an Oxford shirt is that it doesn't have these buttons on the collar or whatever, so it's just it's like a specific type of white shirt that you wear. Females specifically will wear these skirts and heels. Pantyhose are required, and the color, the length of the hose, and the length of the skirt will comply with AFI 36-2903, which states that hosiery can be these colors: neutral, dark brown, black or off black, or dark blue shades that complement the uniform and the airman's skin tone. So if you're wondering about that again, ask the female POC, or you can ask me about it if you're wondering if you are at the store and you forget. Slide. So males will still wear the blue herringbone necktie, the one that you always wear with your service dress, and females will wear that blue collar tie tab that you usually wear. And for females, it's really nice. You get to wear your hair in fancy updo if you want, so go all out. Just make sure that it's off the collar and that it looks nice. Nothing too specific about that. Slide. So for those guests or members without a uniform currently, which I know there are a few of you, raise your hands if you don't have a uniform yet. All right, so a couple of you still don't have uniforms. So for males, we're just having you wear nice dress slacks and a button-down professional shirt and tie. I encourage sport coats and dress jackets. However, it's not required. We don't want to have you go out and just spend a bunch of money on something if you don't already have it. So, I mean, if you do, please absolutely wear them. But if not, it's not the end of the world. And you'll obviously wear nice dress shoes with that. For females, you should wear a dress that hits at least hits below the knees, or you can wear slacks, a nice dress shirt, And if your dress shirt or your gown is kind of revealing or something like that, you should wear a cardigan or a cover-up over top of it, basically, just to stay modest. And again, if you have questions about that, a lot of the female POC have been through all of this before, and even some of your GMC, your fellow FTPs have been through this before, so if you have questions about it, just go ahead and ask them, or again, you can bring it to me. And with your shoes, you can wear heels, sandals, flats, and they can be closed or open-toed. So just use your judgment. Something kind of conservative is always nice. Slide. So the mess itself. During social hour, I'm going to have you check. There will be a seating chart. You'll all sit in specific places. It'll be up front there for you guys to look at. You can enter the room and mill about, basically at social hour, even a little bit before social hour. And you can just mill about the dining room and socialize and get to talk with your fellow GMC, POC, parents, whatever. And at about 1900, I'd like you to be behind your seats, ready to sit down for the meal. So that'll be standing behind your chair in your assigned seats. During the posting of the colors, you stand at attention and you turn your body to face the colors. So it's kind of a weird little thing. It looks pretty interesting in the room, but everybody's standing at attention, and when your flag walks by, you just kind of do facing movements, and you turn and stay facing the flag. It's preferred that you use the restroom before the social hour ends, so that you don't have to get up and interrupt the process of dining out. So try to get that out of the way and encourage your guests to do so as well, so that people don't have to get up in the middle of the thing. And then another rule of the table is all gentlemen must stand when a lady leaves or joins the table. So I suggest you guys write this down, because this can become a thing later for when we have the grog. If you don't follow or comply with this rule, they can actually call you out on it. Somebody can call you out on it, and you can be sent up to the grog. So slide. So the grog, the dreaded grog. Everybody's probably been wondering about it. Why in the world do you have to submit these ingredients to me? So the grog bowl is an old custom. If you've heard about like sailors or pirates, they had like alcohol on the ship, and they would water it down basically to make it last longer. It's specifically based off of this guy. He was the original guy to do it, Admiral Edward Vernon. He's diluted their daily ration of rum with water, and he wore this specific cloak. I guess that's where the name grog came from. So now you know a little bit of table talk. If you want to impress somebody at your table, why in the world it's called grog? Slide. So the grog will have a mixing ceremony. Vice and versa will kind of be in charge of it. It'll have some sort of humor story with a couple roasts. It should be gross, but not so gross that you absolutely can't handle it. Last year was pretty interesting, so I think that's the best way to describe it. We had some cadets last year that had a tough time laying it down, but I think that's the idea. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be kind of gross. The idea is it encourages you to come up with roasts and counter roasts, so hopefully you're compelled to have something ready so you don't have to go up to the grog.
Make sure Thompson fears the grog.
I wasn't going to say his name, but... All right. So men of the hour last year, he had some trouble with it. It's pretty gross, but it is all right. So basically, for the rules of the mess, a lot of these will be printed on the back of your programs that you'll have with you. But for anybody that breaks the rules of the mess, not guests of course, but any of the cadets who break the rules of the mess, and you are responsible for your guests, so if your guests break them, you can be called out. You can be sent up to the grog, or somebody can call you out. So say a lady leaves the table and your dad doesn't stand up. Well, you can be called out for that, and then you have to go drink the grog. So make sure you let all of your guests know all the rules, and make sure they know to follow them. So again, bottom line, you're responsible for your guests, and you're also responsible to know the rules of the mess. Slide. So the grog bowl has a specific kind of procedure that goes with it. I'm just going to run through it. So basically, you advance to the grog in military fashion. If applicable, you wait for your entire party to arrive. So say the entire IMT flight gets called up. Well, then you, of course, have to wait till you all get up there. Then you salute the grog and fill your cup 1/3 full, or 2/3 empty if you prefer. You perform an about face, and you raise your cup and you say, "To the mess." And then you drink it all, and make sure you drink it all, and then you hold it upside down over your head. If anything drops out on your head, if any drops fall or anything, you have to go get another cup. So you want to make sure you drink it all the first time. And like it says, return to step 1. Once you're finished, if you've managed to stomach everything in the cup, you do an about face and replace your cup. You salute the grog, and then you return to your seat. So, other than breaking rules of the mess, there are other things that can cause you to have to go up to the grog. As you can know, we're getting all these roasts ready. Slide. So, other than the roasts that we have for the individual people that you're preparing beforehand, there's another way that you can get some of your fellow cadets to come up to the grog, and that is, of course, the point of order. So when you want to do a point of order, which this is essentially like you have a roast just ready to go, and you're just looking to call somebody out at the mess, which it's good fun. You stand and address Mr. Vice and Mr. Versa. You say, point of order. You wait to be recognized by Mr. Vice and Versa, and then you state your case in rhyme. So some important rules to know for these roasts that you're doing that have to be in rhyme again. You cannot call out any member of the head table or guests. So don't try to roast like Major or something like that, because he's not going to go for it. Then you're going to get sent to the grog. None of you cadets can drink from the grog more than twice. So if you're really just a pessimist, you want to get roasted like right away and just get it out of the way, because then you can't get called up for the rest of the ceremony. And no more than 4 members can be sent to the grog at a time. So unlike last year where we had the whole IMT flight come up, hopefully that won't happen again. We'll just have 4 max. Please. Save the
It wasn't
grog.
supposed to happen. Wolf did it. Don't look at me. I drank for them.
Slide. So in summary, I gave you some general information, kind of time, place, location. Again, that starts at 6 o'clock at the Wilderness Ridge Golf Lodge. That's in the southern bit of Lincoln on a golf course. The meal is, again, it's just a buffet style meal, so you don't really have to worry about getting plates and stuff like that. Your uniform is your modified, your semi-formal uniform, that's what we're calling it now. It's a semi-formal uniform, that's your white shirt, that's your Oxford shirt without buttons or white blouse. And went over some rules of the mess, kind of what you have to know, how you get sent to the grog bowl, and of course the grog itself. So, if you're looking at these and you're at Kohl's or JCPenney's, which one should you get? Let me raise your hand. Anybody?
The one on the right.
Yep. Slide. All right. Any questions?
So the roasts that we are writing and submitting tomorrow at PT, are those going to be read by us or by vice and versa?
So the idea is those ones, I believe, are read by vice and versa, and those are the roasts for them to just kind of call people out. And then, I mean, there will probably be roasts that don't get used. Actually, just scratch that. Those ones will be for vice and versa. And then the roasts that you want to use, you can have a roast in mind in your head, or as many roasts as you want in your head when you get to the mess, but you can't write any down on note cards. Don't have anything written on your hand. Don't have anything prepared beforehand. You have to come up with it on the spot, basically. So if we see you pull out a note card, then we're going to send you to the grog instead.
For clarification for everyone, do the roasts that are going to be read by Mr. Vice and Mr. Versa have to be in rhyme?
Yes, they should be rhyme.
No.
They don't have to be. That's what I mean. I'd like them to be, but if it's not required, it's not required. But it'd be a lot better, I think, if we have them in rhyme. It's just more fun.
Does everybody have to be there for the whole social hour, or just like?
The way it worked last year is people started coming in partway through the social hour. You can come in partway through, but it's preferred that you come in towards the beginning rather than the later half. If everything works out, Pershing rifles will hopefully have a little door guard, and we'll be having that more towards the beginning than the end. So if you want to experience like a formal ceremony of the door guard, you should come in towards the beginning, because it's cool. Any other questions? Captain? Oh,
Sir.
sir.
Peter, for the semi-formal white dress shirt, is that solid white, or can there be like white stripes on there of like different patterns?
Solid white is mostly preferred. I like solid white. Captain, you still have a question?
Just real quick on for the females, I'm getting questions a lot about like what, if you don't have your uniform, what can you wear? So you kind of mentioned it, went over it, but keep in mind for the gentlemen too, it is a formal event. So it's basically, we put you guys in semi-formal service dress because you don't have mess dress, but a ball is like tuxedo, mess dress, and gown wear. So if you're picking out your suit, even if you have your choices, don't wear like khakis and like a blazer, wear your suit. So it's like wedding tuxedo attire. So for females, like full gown is appropriate, like homecoming style, or or like a suit, that kind of thing. Like a pantsuit is appropriate as well, but it's not just it's not business casual. It's formal wear. So it's formal. You can't outdress military ball. All right, because like I said, the gentleman will be in mess dress, full tuxedo, and a lot of people will be in gowns. So you can't overdress. And with that too, with your dates, keep in mind that your date is a reflection of you. So if like gentlemen, if you're bringing somebody who's wearing like the new homecoming style, like the split, like tube top deal dress, homecoming, that is not appropriate for military ball. All right, so it's not, you can't wear anything like faddish. Think like you're going to a wedding or whatever, just appropriate. So like I said, your date's gonna be a reflection of you. So if you have to have a talk with them, like, hey, here's what, it's military ball, so dress appropriately, kind of thing.
Be conservative.
Yes, be conservative, very conservative. So you got to think, like everyone here is young, but when you go to an actual military ball, you'll probably be the youngest person there because everyone's going to be higher ranking and senior to you. So I mean, they'll be them and their dates. So if you think about what they're going to wear, it's going to be very formal and conservative. So that's how you should dress as well. And your dates should dress as well. All right. Any questions on like what is formal, what is not, or what is conservative, what is not? So yeah, I know the new style is like shorter skirts for homecoming and prom and stuff, but that's not formal or conservative. So, and my wife has like a whole closet full of gowns. So if any of you ladies don't have gowns with you or whatever, you can let me know, or if you have her number, you can call or text her. She's, if you're the same size, you guys are more than welcome to borrow some of her stuff. All right. Anything else? Yeah, social hour. So you don't have to be there like right at social hour, but typically it's good practice to get there on the earlier side than the later side. You don't want to show up right at 1900. So just kind of a time to sort of come and gather and chit chat, hang out. Sweet. Any questions? Awesome. I'm super excited.
All right, any further questions for me?
Good evening, Rick Calvin, SCL flight. Oh, no, I forgot. First off, if you need a service coat, not a service coat, but like a black dress coat, I wear a 40 long. I have like 2 of them, so I'll let you, if you're close to that, want to wear that. Also, could you go over if I'm sitting at the table and want to call out Cadet Johnston, how I go about doing that? Like, do I just stand up, start talking?
So that's the point of order again.
Yeah, could you
That's-
like do the procedure for them so they?
Yeah. Do you want to go back to the point of order slide? All right. So this is how you call somebody out. Again, like you were saying, if you want to roast another cadet, you stand, you say, Mr. Vice, Mr. Verso, point of order. Hopefully then Mr. Vice, Mr. Verso will address you directly. They'll say, well, you know, like, what's your case? And you wait to be recognized, like you said. And then you state your case in rhyme. So basically, once you've been recognized, that's when you can begin your roast or whatever it is that you're going to say, whoever you're going to call out. That's when you start. So, and then once you're finished, they basically have a chance to rebuttal. So I can say, point of order, I can roast Cadet Stera. about the Cubs or something, and then he can come back at me with a roast, and Mr. Vice and Mr. Versa are basically in charge of who had the better roast, who had the better rhyme scheme, and then they can determine out of you two, or more, if more somehow gets dragged into it, who goes up to the grog. And then you follow grog procedures after that, or if you don't have to go up to the grog bowl, you just sit back down. Any further questions? Yeah, Kelsey.
When I see a flight, if you don't have to run to get back, so you just go immediately in the driveway?
Yep.
Okay, home and ICL flight, do we know who Vice and Versa are yet?
Yes, we do.
Do you want to announce that?
We're going to keep this a surprise.
Not gonna.
All right, any further questions? If not, then that concludes my